Hey guys, what's up? Pedro here with 90 Minutes Strong. I got Austin to my left, but I guess you're right. I don't know. What's
No
up?
idea. How you doing, man? Glad to see you again.
Doing good. Good to see you again. It's been a while. Well, not really a while. It was a couple of days.
Yeah, not too bad, but we're back.
We are back. And so today is exciting because, as always, it's always exciting talking to Austin because we just have the greatest of times and we talk about soccer and most importantly, Miami, Inter Miami, and MLS. And we are literally a week and a day away from the MLS is back tournament. I've coined it the Mickey Mouse Cup. Many people call it different things. So I'm just so excited. Now it's coming up very, 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 very soon.
1 week or 8 days, a week and a day, next Wednesday.
Next
Man.
Wednesday. If you guys have any, by the way, before we even get going, like if you guys have any comments throughout the show, anything you want to talk about, just leave us some comments in the sections below, and we'll probably talk to you, get back to you. No big deal. But yeah, Austin, let's just get started right away with everything going on. Cases of coronavirus are continuing to spike in Florida, like it or not. And MLS is coming down to play their shortened season in a couple of days, really.
Yeah, teams are arriving in Orlando, so people are already traveling here. Teams started getting here probably Saturday or maybe the day before. I think they started getting around the 24th, so we're almost a week of teams arriving. We know Inter Miami arrive on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, but we have had some positive cases of coronavirus within MLS. Even after teams had already gotten to Orlando, people were testing positive.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some numbers we can read out there to showcase.
This came from ESPN's Jeff Carlisle just yesterday. The MLS announced 26 players and staff has been confirmed to have the coronavirus ahead of the tournament. 18 players. So these 18 players, it was 18 players and 6 staff members. And then a few more were tested positive after arriving in Central Florida. It's still the positive test rate is 2.7% because of the 668 players that were tested, which is still better than the NBA, which is at 5.3%, which, is also, as we all know, is coming back as well in Orlando, in the Orlando bubble.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Like, what do you think? What do you think of this whole thing? Personally, I don't think we should be playing sports right now.
No, not team sports anyway. Team sports, I don't even, especially in Orlando. I mean, we've seen in the last 2 weeks, I think Florida has been breaking like a new record of positive cases every single day.
Yeah.
Like it reached 10,000 the other day of positive cases. And this is with
9 point something thousand.
Something ridiculous. It's scary. I don't think it's worth the risk. I think it's stupid that they're still going on. They're already so invested in this that they're just going to keep it going. I don't think I haven't seen Don Garber say anything, but I know Adam Silver of the NBA the commissioner of the NBA has been very outspoken about it. And he says, look, we're going to do this no matter what. We're going to be smart about it, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it makes a lot of sense.
But there's a point in there where, if these athletes have the virus, right? The leagues can contain that within their little microcosm of their little world, which is good because I don't think because part of the MLS procedures, these players are not going to be able to come back unless they test 2 times negative.
Yeah.
To play. So if these guys do start getting these viruses, they're going to end up having these, they're not going to play, which brings up the question of what happens then. Let's say like an Inter Miami. If a couple of their key players gets the virus and can't play.
Well, we know we had one positive test.
Yeah, and they don't tell us
who it is.
Yeah, we had one positive so far. We haven't, like Austin mentioned, we're going to Miami. Miami's going to Orlando tomorrow, and so prior to getting to the bubble, I guess they call it, they get tested. So that number might rise or it might not.
no idea. I mean, I think they're gonna be tested every other day as well. So I don't know how much. I don't think they're gonna have any contact with the outside world at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is
but
different than the NBA. Remember how the NBA said that players can play golf,
yeah,
all their stuff?
I
Yeah.
think that the MLS is a little more strict on their guidelines. It's going to be a really strict bubble, and we know that players are outspoken about that. But that first test is going to be really, really, really important. I mean, we're just going to look at Inter Miami. We'll get that news when it comes out on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
I just don't. Maybe they won't. They will be tested every other day, but if they're not in contact with the outside world, it should be fine. But we don't know who's working in the hotels. We don't know there's so many different variables in this that it's scary no matter what. You can't be too safe with this, with a contagious virus that's been growing exponentially. You can't be too safe with it at all. They can try their best, but I don't think that I support it. I don't think that they should be playing. And as much as we say that they shouldn't be playing, and that we think it's stupid, we're still going to be there to cover it, which is the only thing MLS really cares about. They have viewership, they have people wanting to watch. They're going to make their TV revenue and stuff like that. So I just don't think it's worth the risk. I don't think players' lives should be at risk. And then when they go back home, they're going to see their families. And I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the risk, Pedro.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm getting a little.
I think you cut out here for a little bit. All right. I think Pedro's cut out a little bit. I'll just get right into it. The schedule was released. We have Orlando. We know that Orlando was going to be played on July 8th, the opening game of the tournament. 8 p.m. is the time. It's going to be prime time, 8 p.m., July 8th. So we have about 7 days, or 8 days, which is really big, something to look forward to. But our second fixture will be against Chicago on July 14th. And that game will be played at 9 o'clock in the morning. I know that the times that the MLS said they were going to do these things at was, kind of weird for some people, playing so early in the morning and then so late at night. Because let's look at it. July 14th, 9 a.m. against Chicago. 5 days later, we go against Philly, and we're playing at 10:30 p.m. So there's such a disconnect in times. They're going to be running games all day. So I think it was just to kind of bring down the amount of time they actually have to be in Orlando. They had to play so many games in a day. But yeah, so July 8th, 8 p.m. against Orlando, July 14th, 9 a.m. against Chicago, and July 19th at 10:30 p.m. against Philadelphia. So that's something big, and then hopefully we can keep on playing after that, get a couple wins in the group stage, move on to the knockout tournament. I don't know if the schedule for that was released and when they'll play games when it comes to that, but we do have the schedule for the group stages, so that's something that Inter Miami fans are definitely looking at. Let me see if Pedro's still here. Pedro, can you hear me? All right.
Can you hear you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. I don't know what happened.
You're all good, man. You're all good. A little bit of technical difficulties. That's okay. Shout out to CR7 Billa and Shaver Michael, both in the live comments here. Glad to see you guys. Thanks for supporting. I think Pedro's still out for a little bit. That's okay. He told me to keep going. So we are going to move on and discuss Inter Miami's newest signing, actually. Breck Shea, former U.S. men's national team player, former FC Dallas star, former English Premier League player, former Atlanta United player, former Vancouver player, a longtime MLS and soccer veteran, really, U.S. men's national team veteran. Breck Shea will be joining Inter Miami in February. I think it was reported that Breck Shea was going to sign with Fort Lauderdale Fort Lauderdale CF, the USL1 team, the third division of soccer, of American soccer. But Breck Shea will be joining the first team, which is big news. He's only about 30 years old. I think he just turned 30. But he's someone that has a lot of MLS experience, a lot of experience in general. He's played a lot with the national team. He plays on the left side, left-footed guy, left back. He can even move up to left mid. Definitely can score some goals. He's really solid at the back, can defend well. He's coming off a knee injury. He had surgery. He kind of fell off a little bit after the surgery. We hadn't got to see much of him when his contract expired in Atlanta. Nobody had talked to him. Nobody had picked him up until Fort Lauderdale CF came in with the rumors, and now he's with Inter Miami's first team. So will he crack any starting lineup with Diego Alonso? Probably not right away anyway. But Breck Shea is a really good depth piece that Inter Miami have acquired. A lot of people were, hello.
What's up?
There we go. I was just talking about your boy Breck Shea.
I love Breck Shea. Sorry about that. I don't know, old computers, bad habits.
You're all good.
We're all good. So where are we at? Breck Shea?
Breck Shea, yeah. Signed with the team. Will he ever crack starting 11 for Inter Miami? I know not right away, it won't happen, but
right, yeah, for sure not.
He's coming off that knee injury. I was saying he's coming off that knee injury, and he has a lot to prove for sure. And I know a lot of Inter Miami fans that I'd seen were in the air about it. Some people didn't like it. Some people liked it. Some people were like, okay, good piece. I like it. I think it adds depth. I don't know about you, but
I love Breck Shea. Ever since he was in the national team, he's just been one of my favorite players. When he was in Dallas, I don't know if you've mentioned this, a runner-up for MLS MVP in 2011 with probably his best season ever. Scored over, played 30 of the 31 games. Scored 11 goals for Dallas as a left back. That's important to note as a left back, as a forward. He was amazing for them. But then he came to where, after that he went to the European leagues, as you mentioned, probably Stoke City and all these other ones. Comes to MLS, ever since coming back, hasn't been able to find his footing. Wasn't very good in Orlando. Only played 46 games throughout his entire 2 years there. Moved to Vancouver, lost his DP spot, left Vancouver. Went to Atlanta, knee injury in July. Yeah, he's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot, and I don't know if you've mentioned this yet. And yes, Sean Michael says Pedro has resurrected. I have resurrected. Hello, welcome back. But yeah, no, I think what's his Breck is not probably gonna start. But it goes back to what we were talking about in our first show. He is good for, I just lost track of thought. He's good for MLS experience. Yeah, he's a good guy to have on the bench that he can come in there and play if needed. And so it's good to see that he's back in them back, because I don't know if you've mentioned this already too, because I was dead for a couple of minutes there. He was signed to play for Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. Well, I don't know if the pen hit the paper. I'm not totally sure. Yeah, I think what was going on is he was training to get back, and so while he was training to get back, he was training in Fort Lauderdale, playing with the Fort Lauderdale team, who has yet to be really talked about as much as it should be. Yeah, it's not established yet. It's not set in stone. Yeah, it's not really set in stone. But yeah, he was supposed to be in Fort Lauderdale because of this whole journeyman experience he's had the last couple of years. He hasn't really proven himself, and so people really just needed to, regain the trust in Breck Shea. I love him as a left back. Every time he played for the national team, even with under Jurgen Klinsmann, Bruce Arena, you name it, he was one of my favorite players. He played very well. Yeah. He's a scrappy guy. Oh, absolutely. And he can score a free kick every now and then too. Oh, and he scores a free kick. Yeah, and he's great. And it's just, it'll be good for Miami to have a guy like that. No, we already have an AJ De La Garza kind of guy. We have a solid backline as we probably mentioned way too much already. Yeah, but he having him is another key for a team that's young and trying to grow and win a championship for sure.
Yeah, it'll be a good depth piece. I don't know if we'll ever see him in the 18-man lineup. Not yet. I don't know how much training he's got to do, especially with all the COVID stuff. I don't know how that's worked, but
yeah,
hopefully one day he can find his form again. A couple of years, 9 years ago, when he was about 22 years old, 23, when he was in that runner-up conversation for MLS MVP, he was sold to England for £3 million, which is a big deal.
Back in 2011, yeah, for sure.
It's a huge deal. So the talent's there. He's not old. He just turned 30.
Yeah.
So not that there's a lot of potential, but I think that he can find some kind of form within himself again, hopefully, and hopefully Miami's the place he can do that after coming back from Europe, because he, like you said, in Atlanta, in Vancouver, and in Orlando, he couldn't find that form. But hopefully, with our team, our wonderful, amazing South Florida team, he'll find that. He'll find that
form at all or anything.
He'll find that form again.
No, and that's the thing. The cool thing about Miami is that it's such a young team that you can have that kind of, if you're looking to get to resurrect your career, this is a place to do it, because there's not much there's not really that much expectation.
It's a fresh start for everybody.
Yeah, it's a fresh start for everybody. Yeah, you don't have you're not going to a Seattle Sounders, you're not going to an Atlanta United that you're expected to win every year, every game. Yeah. But you're going to Miami they're an expansion franchise. We don't expect them to win a championship, but if they compete for one, that's awesome. But if they don't, that's great. And so a guy like Breck, like that, he coming to Miami is good for him in the long run, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, let's move on to some other Inter-Miami news. Recently, they just announced, or I think it was yesterday or the day before, they announced that they're going to release a docu-series on the building of the club, which could be cool. I know that there were some other some official podcasts that they were posting on the app, and some just to get information out to the fans from the actual official club. But to debut tomorrow, it is quote unquote never before seen footage of all the months of work going into Inter Miami, and all the way up until I think the debut against LAFC, which could be a lot of fun to watch. It's just more content for fans to consume, and you can expect all these clubs to come up with things like this during times like this, because they have to come up with some kind of content. They have to keep their fans engaged, and I think they've done a good job at that.
Yeah, no, and I think documentaries are becoming the big thing now for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
We just saw the Michael Jordan documentary come out. We saw all these other kind of documentaries that people are interested in, because now it's the kind of content we're watching sports movies on ESPN now. Who would have thought
I saw Air Bud on the other day.
Yeah, who would have thought you'd see Air Bud on ESPN? Yeah. That's why Air Bud was trending on Twitter. Okay,
there you go.
That makes a lot more sense. But you don't see that stuff, and so to have Miami do that, it's exciting, because now like I said, never before seen footage. What does that actually mean? Who knows?
No idea.
Nobody really knows.
A lot of Beckham cameos, I'm assuming.
Oh, for sure. A lot of Beckham cameos, and it's good because then it gives a personality to a team, because they haven't had that chance to have that yet. 2 games in, we weren't able to really get into rhythm. This is a team. They're this type of team. They haven't been able to figure all that out yet, which is the weird part about this whole Disney Cup thing. It's they're going to relearn everything.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think a lot of teams are too, not just Inter Miami, not just Nashville, not just these 2 expansion teams. I think a lot of teams are going to have to reinvent and find themselves again, because we're all going into this blindly.
Yes.
And
no one says it better than the Montreal Impact's head coach, Thierry Henry. There you go, man. It's a tongue twister. He was quoted in the Medium, and he said, "It's not ideal, but it is what it is. If we wanted to see MLS again, this is the way to do it. So we just have to adapt." He was not complaining. He was talking about how it's going to be difficult for coaches to prepare for teams, because they haven't seen any teams play in a while, which is obviously true. So it's not the ideal situation for anybody, but it's the ideal situation if you want to see sports back. And MLS might be, obviously, it's important to note MLS is not the first sports to come back. The NWSL is already playing
That's true.
their Disney Cup style tournament as well. And so it's not the first sports coming back, but it's the one that more people are talking about, especially us, because we're talking about Inter Miami.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see, because I don't know if you remember when we were talking about it last time we were on, I think a week and a half ago. I said, hey, be careful and notice that these players might start getting injured. If you look at the injury report of the NWSL teams, there's like 5 or 6 players per team injured.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's the altitude of Utah, if that's even a thing. I don't know if it's not being prepared to play for being such a long time out.
Not to mention, they're going to be playing in the Orlando heat, the Orlando humidity. I mean, in the Premier League, when games first started, a lot of players were going down, and they introduced the water breaks and things like that. Now they have the 5 substitutions, but we're not playing in 70-degree weather with the sun out. It's humid. It's going to be about 85, 90 degrees. There's a
reason why playing in Miami is a home field advantage for any team that plays outside. It's hot. The Dolphins see it all the time. The Heat don't, because they play in the AC.
Yeah.
But Miami definitely will see that too. Inter Miami will definitely see that too, because it's hot. I mean, if you go outside right now, I go outside to literally grab something for 2 seconds from the car and I'm already sweating.
Oh yeah, I work outside,
imagine an actual athlete playing a game, a guy from let's say a Seattle Sounders, right? They're not used to this. They're gonna come out here and it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad. And I think actually, now that I think about it, maybe MLS was smart in doing the games at these times. When you were gone, I was talking about how the times of the games were so weird: 9 a.m., 8 p.m., 10:30 p.m.
That's probably
I don't know exactly. So the sun goes down, you play a game. You play 2 games, maybe even if it's a 10:30 Eastern time game, you play it. Wake up early in the morning, 9 a.m., not too humid,
not too hot.
Sun's exactly. So that makes a lot of sense. It kind of just clicked in my head.
That's most likely. I haven't really read up on why, but if I'm a betting person, I think that's why. Because I remember too, when I was covering the Strikers back when they were around, they had to do a U.S. Open Cup game at 10 o'clock in the morning in Broward because it was so hot, and that if they played at any other time in the afternoon, it would literally melt people's shoes. I've been to games in lower division soccer that you're walking in that turf. After a while, man, your shoe starts melting and you literally feel it melting. I had players come up to me, go, "Hey, look at my shoes, they melted." It's rough. And so that's probably why 9 o'clock in the morning. It's not the best for viewers, but it's the best to watch. It's the best for the players.
Oh, it has to be. Yeah, it's the safest way to do it. I think you get me and my buddies joke about it all the time, how when the Premier League's going on, the announcers say, "Oh, it's such a hot day." And you go and look at the temperature in England and it's 75 degrees, cloudy.
Yeah.
And they're like,
they don't know anything. That's child's play for us.
Exactly.
I was looking at Facebook, 105 degrees today. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's hot.
Wow.
Yeah. That's hot. And so these kind of players these players from Seattle, Vancouver, man,
Vancouver, Montreal.
These guys are not ready for this, and so that's probably most likely why they decided to do this later on in the day for sure.
Yeah, it definitely makes the most sense. Another content piece that Inter Miami had been putting out a lot in the off time, I guess, was this E-Friendly series. I don't know if they were streaming on Twitch. They were streaming games on Twitch. Pizarro was 3-0. I think he played someone from Nashville. Yeah, he played a FIFA game against someone from Nashville. He played against Raul Jimenez from Wolves, Mexican National, and he played someone else. I think he's 3-0, hasn't lost a FIFA game. But they announced today or yesterday that Carranza, the striker that we haven't seen play yet, will be playing Everton's Richarlison, the Brazilian international, the striker. I think they're going to play midday July 4th. More content. Okay. Yeah. More content for people to watch on their Twitch stream or something like that.
Yeah.
That's just another way to keep fans engaged, like we were talking about. They have to find some identity, keep the fans involved, and going into the tournament.
And that's one way to do it. And it's interesting because you can't play as Miami in FIFA 20.
No, yeah, I think Pizarro was playing with the Mexican national team, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it? That makes sense.
But,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, I literally bought FIFA 20 to play as Miami, and they're not in it.
Yeah, you have to. There is a way to play with some of the players if you go on Ultimate Team, if you're into that kind of stuff, and you buy all the players. Whatever,
Listen, I know that you're like a pro, so you'll know what you're doing.
I don't know about pro, but
I know nothing. I have a Nintendo Switch that I play all the time. That's my thing. But like,
don't worry.
I know
Next year's
nothing about
FIFA, you'll get to play with Miami,
which is interesting because like I know this wasn't part of the topic, but like they promoted Inter Miami in the game in the trailers. So I was like, okay, cool, let's play.
Yeah, they knew they were going to have the badge there and all this kind of stuff, and then they released the kits, and the kits got put in the game, but can't play with the team.
We can't play the team, so it makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. It was weird when I bought it. I literally had to Google like, hey, can I play as Inter Miami? Biggest thing, no.
Nope.
Why did I spend that much money on it? Okay, it was like $10, whatever. It was on sale. But still, I wanted to play.
Oh man, that's funny.
But did you see this thing about the MLS's back tournament that Omar Gonzalez tweeted out today?
The food?
The Firefest kind of style food?
If you have the menu, pull it up if you can, because
the menu. I was not able to get the menu on the screen.
No, okay.
That's what made me die. So I wasn't gonna try it again.
In the picture, if you just do yourself a favor, go on Omar Gonzalez's Twitter, look at the tweet he posted with a very rough looking sandwich and a banana, and I think eggs in a box.
I got you. I got the stuff for you. The breakfast option is inclusive, $45 for breakfast. It comes with like whatever it comes with: scrambled eggs, egg souffle, choice of water, juice, and milk, or whatever that means, for $45. That's breakfast. I'm not done. Lunch, $65. What?
Oh my god!
You can get a couple of things. You can get roasted prime New York strip sirloin. Okay, that's delicious, but for $65, I don't think so.
No.
And then my favorite is a dinner one. You ready for this? $75 for dinner.
It just keeps going up.
I don't know. I don't understand. And so here's my question. I can't answer this question. If you're watching right now, you have an idea, let me know. Who pays for this? Is it the team? Is it the player?
They're Disney prices, gotta be. I mean, it's like you're eating inside the park or something like that.
This is Disney price. This is Disney price for sure.
It's nuts. If they could, just the players Uber Eats something, man. Don't pay $75 for this stuff. If you look at the picture, I really wish we could pull it up, because the picture that Omar Gonzalez tweeted of some of the food he had,
it literally looked like Firefest. It literally looked like Firefest.
It was the saddest looking sandwich I've probably ever seen.
It was like a whole wheat slice of bread with like some cheese on it and a banana.
Rotten banana. If that.
It was gross. Yeah. I was so confused. I'm like, wait, this is supposed to be MLS, which makes me wonder: is this what they're going to do for the NBA as well, or are they doing this to MLS because it's MLS? Nobody really cares.
I don't know. I don't know. I would not want to eat like that for a month. I'll tell you that much. Not at all.
Now we don't know. I mean, from what it looks like, that's not the actual food they're gonna like. The sandwich that Omar put out. It's not really what they're gonna get. There's a lot of other stuff as well.
Okay.
I think he probably picked the crappy version of food
just
to show because like I'm looking at these lunch options. Like I don't have a problem with the food. I have a problem with the price. The food, like for lunch, for example, you can get prime New York strip. You can get red roasted potato salad. You can get seasonal fresh fruits. For dinner, you can get a Southern style chicken.
It's like they're on a summer camp vacation.
Yeah, you can like honestly, all this food, you can go to Publix for $10 and get all this. Yeah, I get that. That's why I don't understand if their players are paying for this, the teams are paying for it. But if Omar Gonzalez put it out there, pretty sure they're paying for it.
Yeah, and they even got a pay cut after the new CPA. Now they're making them pay for their food like that. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I could be completely off. I could be completely off the mark right here, and maybe MLS. I mean, or either MLS or each team is paying for their players' food.
I hope so. I really, really hope so.
Or they're giving back their players like $100 a day or something like that for food, which wouldn't really cover food. But that's another topic. But maybe they're giving them some money. I don't think they are. It's mandatory to eat the food that they're giving there.
But they don't even want their players to get out of the hotels, or it's all going to be. How else would they get food?
Your friend CR7 Billa has a great idea, and I like this idea. Bring your own pre-cooked meals.
There you go, right there.
Like if people from Miami, Inter Miami guys, if you're listening, all 20,000 Inter Miami players, bring your own food.
Meal prep for an entire month, so you don't have to pay $75 for dinner.
That's literally what you got to do.
I hope they're not paying for it, because that would just be ridiculous. It really would be ridiculous. Oh man, that'll be something to look out for on the next show. We'll get that information hopefully to you and let you know.
No, yeah, there has to be something, or else it wouldn't make sense for them to do this. But I'm really interested in seeing what happens in the NBA, because I wonder if the NBA, they're also making the players pay, or either they're showing the players like, hey, this is how much you're gonna pay. Then again, price might not be a problem for the NBA players, because they get a lot more money.
Yeah.
So maybe they won't even complain, which could be a thing as well. I know MLS players don't get paid nearly as much as they should. And so maybe for someone like a rookie playing for their first season, like
Robbie Robinson, right out of college.
Yeah, Robbie Robinson right out of college. You think he's going to pay $45 for breakfast? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think he would get paid enough to even pay $45 for breakfast.
I mean, I even if I was getting that kind of money, even if it was, let's say it's Pizarro's money, we know he's got a good lucrative deal. I'm still not paying $45 for breakfast.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't know. We'll have to keep that on our radar and develop that as we get more information.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing that matters is July 8th, Orlando versus Miami, the game that everyone's talking about, the game that we don't think should happen, but the powers that be believe it should happen. It'll be interesting. I honestly, dude, I won't be surprised if everything is decided, like if everything doesn't happen. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if something crazy happens within the next couple of days that close down everything again.
I think they've got way too much in this already. I just, unless it got really bad to the point where positive cases were hitting like say 15-20% of the players and staff.
Oh, yeah, if 15-20% of the staff. Yeah, I mean,
right now we're at 2%, but like the state of Florida in their cases were at 17% the last time I saw.
Yeah. I mean, just look at what happened with the Orlando Pride.
Yeah.
They were getting ready to go to Utah. A couple of players and staff went out for a night, got the virus. Orlando decided to just cut it off right there. It's like, we're not going to go. There's no reason for us to go and get other people infected. There's no reason, and there's no reason to do this, because again, like I said in the beginning before I died, if a player gets sick, you can't play. So let's say 5 or 6 players in the team get sick. You don't have you don't have a backup. So do you have a backup to the backup to the backup? I don't think you have that. You play. I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be like an Invincible movie all over again.
At some point, they would have to cut it off. I pray it doesn't get to that point, just because for player safety reasons.
Yeah.
We know that in the NBA, I think it was so far the Brooklyn Nets have 5 players that say they're not going to go.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Jordan was the big one. Well, Kyrie Irving said that he wasn't going to go due to the Black Lives Matter protests and all the social, fighting against social injustices. But when it comes to DeAndre Jordan, he got tested positive, and he's like, I'm just not going to go. I don't care if I get 2 negative tests in the next week or something like that. I'm just not going to go. I don't want to take that risk.
Yeah.
And I'm most worried about, these players are in prime physical condition, but when they go back home, then what?
Yeah, the problem isn't the players getting sick. Like I said, the problem isn't the players getting positive, because they're, like you just said, top physical shape. They have the best doctors possible to take care of them. Exactly. Important to note, Inter Miami just signed a deal with Baptist Health to be their official health sponsor. So that kind of works out.
Good timing.
Good timing for that.
Yeah.
So they do that. And so these guys are going to be fine. The problem is, what if these guys these people have families.
Yeah,
And so
there's no point in exposing more and more people. Oh, at this point, it's like thousands of people in MLS, and you've got the NBA going there, and there's no.
And
point
we haven't even touched the big thing yet,
which is
NFL. What are they going to do? Because one thing is having NBA and MLS come back. Another thing is having the mighty NFL come back, because Sundays are important. People are going to go to the sports bar, watch their team play. People that love the Dolphins are gonna want to see, Tua play, and so that's the thing that's gonna happen too. We gotta keep that in mind as well as we move forward. Like, what is it gonna look like in a couple of months? It's already July, which is
we're
crazy.
moving fast. We're moving fast.
So, but here's the thing: we're excited. We're gonna be covering Miami in the MLS Mickey Mouse Cup that I called. Get at me if you don't like it, but we're gonna be covering it. We're going to do some cool stuff for the first game next week on Wednesday. We're very excited for that. And we're going to be doing this until either they stop or they keep going. It's for us. It's not about like, do we think they should be doing it? No. Are we going to cover it? Yes.
It's not our decision.
Yes, so exactly.
If it was up to us, scratch that. Let's stay safe. But
exactly. So it's not our decision. We're just rolling with what we got, which is MLS coming back in a week and a day. So we're just excited for that.
Yeah, very excited for it. So we'll see. Hopefully the players can stay safe, and that's what matters the most. And we will get to feast our eyes on some more Nico Figal in the back, and some more Pizarro goals, hopefully.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, I'm very excited. 8 p.m. next Wednesday. ESPN, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, yes, ESPN. Very, very excited stuff. But guys, Austin, my fault on dying on you for a couple of minutes, but from what I saw on the stream, you did well.
I tried. I really did.
And you held your own. Like, I could hear you, and I was like trying to say stuff, but you couldn't hear me. So, it's kind of like, meh. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I almost turned off my computer, but I didn't. My computer hung in there, which was impressive. But thank you so much, guys, for listening. Austin, always a pleasure having you on with me.
Absolutely. I want to give one shout out really quick.
Go, do it.
To the Light Skinned Opinions podcast on 5 Reasons Sports. They have the Black Lives Matter t-shirts. All the profits are going towards the Colin Kaepernick Know Your Rights camp. Yeah. Go get one. It's on the website. Really good cause. So thought I would throw that out there for all these people watching. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, go do that. Go follow us on social media. Our handles are right there in the bottom somewhere.
There, right there.
And we will be back with you on Wednesday, talking all recaps, everything from Miami's second debut 2.0, I guess.
Yeah, you could call it that. Our second ever debut.
Are they going to wear their black uniforms?
No.
Why? Why not?
Wear the white, make Orlando wear the purple.
Are they going to ever change their white to pink?
I think I don't know if they ever release a third kit, it'll probably be pink. But
I just love the pink. And then
they have the training kits that you can buy that are pink.
I know. I bought one, but
nice.
Like I was so excited because I saw them wearing pink shorts, and I'm like,
could have done way better with the jerseys. But it's okay.
The black one. Listen, I hope they wear the black one and make Orlando wear purple, black and purple. Ooh.
That would be nice. It'd be appeasing. We haven't worn the black ones yet, and
we haven't exactly.
Did his hair black and pink.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Bizarro did his hair black and pink. We're assuming right now that if we're putting numbers on this, we're wearing black.
I hope we wear black, but I think it'll be white.
It might be white. Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. It'd be exciting for everybody to do that.
I agree.
But yeah, no. So next week, July 8th, is it 8 p.m.?
8 p.m. Eastern time.
8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. We'll be tweeting at the game during the game at 90 minutes strong.
Hell yeah.
And we'll be jumping on for a recap show afterwards, possibly a before show. We're still working on all the details, but guys, thanks again for staying with us. And sorry for the delay, Austin, but we live and we learn. We live and we learn, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we got through it. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.
Take care, guys.